when did you decide to pursue Darlie's story, and why?
Well, the way I got onto Darlie's story was very strange. I was sitting at my kitchen table one Sunday afternoon in April, working on my laptop, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, she pops into my head. I had no idea why. I hadn't thought of her in years, but I stopped what I was doing, and I got on the internet, and the day was gone at that point. I mean, I just spent the rest of the day reading about Darlie Routier. And for the next 2 months, it was like I could not shake her. I would wake up thinking about her. I would go to sleep thinking about her. And finally, one day when I was at the office, I was the last one to leave. It was the end of the day. And just kind of out of the blue, on a whim, I got on the TDCJ website, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I looked up her inmate number, and I sent her a JPay email through the prison system. And I told her that she had known my deceased former husband, and I knew that they had had a good relationship. And I told her that I've always been very interested in the justice system, and particularly in court-appointed attorneys and how well they do or do not represent their clients. But luckily for me, I also said in my email to her that I had been thinking of her since April, and I had no idea why. Well, that's what got her attention. She had not done a media interview in more than 4 years. She had turned down all media requests, but she agreed to meet with me because I mentioned the month of April. And I would find out later that that held spiritual significance for her. And it was a stroke of luck for me. And thus began this odyssey. And I started with a newspaper series. And it was actually Tommy Thomason here at TCU, the founder of the Schieffer School of Journalism, who kept telling me, this is a book. This is a book. And I said, I really don't think so. And normally I would have thought it would be a book. But the reason why I didn't think it was a book was because there had been 4 other books written about her case. But then one day I realized that all of those books had been published shortly after her conviction, and 3 of those authors had attended her trial. So that was what they based their books on, what was said at the trial. And I thought, it's a new day now in the justice system, and we've had all these exonerations. As of today, 1,571, 150 of which were from death row. And we will never know how many wrongful convictions there have been or how many innocent people have been put to death. And so that was when I realized that Tommy was right, and I thought, the way to write this book is through the lens of the current justice system and the changes that are taking place in the justice system, and enlist current day legal experts to weigh in on some of these things that happened during her trial.
Yeah.